Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please, if you're in this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment. And please always come back to my videos. I really do appreciate your big support to this platform. In today's video, we are going to have very interesting discussion. Please remember always to put a notification bell so that you don't miss out on some of these interesting videos that will actually be coming directly to your screen. In today's video, as I've already said, we are going to have very interesting discussion. Actually, a lot is on our table to discuss today. And also, please remember, by the way, we're going to have a live stream today. Don't actually miss out on the very interesting live stream that will be coming directly to your screen today. So please put a notification bell if you have not yet put a notification bell. Please, because I don't want you to miss. Yes, as I've already said, let's start this video. You see, in life, it is actually very hard to hide the truth. You know, some of the things that we used to talk about, it is actually coming to light. Sometimes back we used to ask ourselves, who actually killed the horse at the travel commando's place? We used to ask those questions. Who killed? You know? And now things are starting to become very clear. And from this video, you will actually get to know who did this. If he was not the one, how did he participate? You know? Watch the video from the beginning up to the end, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And please always come back to watch my videos. So, there is a young man who left Uganda and he went to the home of the travel commando. And all what he wanted from the travel commando was a shutout. He traveled 3 good days to reach the home of the travel commando. It's a sacrifice. And for such a person, he knows exactly probably what he wants. I would really want to re-echo this. This young man traveled for 3 days from Uganda up to Kenya and to the village of the travel commando. And what he has gone for was a shutout. You know? When he reached the gate of the travel commando, at first, they were refusing him to enter because he had no appointment. You know? But God was on his side. The travel commando welcomed him and accepted him in his compound. This young man is called Go with Abraham, something like that. I can assure you, this is what a lot of these villagers in this community don't actually realize. You know? Because they're in the same community with the travel commando, they don't actually see his value. And the people who are outside are the ones who can easily see his value. In the back of the brains of these individuals in this community, they look at him like this is an ordinary person who actually come with us from the same village. So there is no need actually to look at him like he's a great man. And that's the reason why they always keep on talking so badly about the travel commando. In today's video, I would really want to encourage our good people outside there that we are not supporting this young man for the sake of supporting, but we are trying to protect the brand of Africa, a brand that is actually transforming life, a brand that is bringing a lot of changes in the communities. Not only in his communities, he has touched the hearts of people almost now all over. Because everywhere this man goes, he will always build a very, very powerful platform. When you look at when he went to India, he built a very strong platform there. When he went to US, he built. When he came back to Africa, he built several platforms, including those ones that have not been positioned to mention. And that is a brand that we are trying all our best to ensure that we protect it, because we see its impact. Its impact is felt all over. You know, it has transformed the life of people in several ways. Probably to ease their ways of transport, maybe visiting country to country. Those who have been in position to watch the videos of the Travel Commando for quite a long period of time, you will actually get to know how to deal with some of the things to go in these other countries. You know, the pros and the cons, the challenges, you know. That is the reason why I say always that the platform of the Travel Commando, it is very unique in its own ways. There are people who don't want to hear that, you know. But at the same time, of course, the truth is the truth. It pains some people, you know. So when you see people traveling from USA, when you see people traveling from USA, UK, Canada, all these countries, you know, to come to the home of the Travel Commando, to actually build their platforms, ask yourself a question. Why are they choosing to come to the Travel Commando? Why? Why are they not going to these other people? And they are coming to the Travel Commando. The reason is they have been in position to see something in the Travel Commando that other YouTubers do not have. And that is why a lot of people are still trying all their best to go to the home of the Travel Commando to get shoutouts, because they believe in whatever he does, you know. And it is not a lie. When this guy touches you, you don't remain the same, you know. You don't remain the same. He only needs to make with you like only 1 or 2 videos, and it's enough for you, you know, to probably to get enough subscribers, to monetize your platform, you know. It is not easy to get your platform, a YouTube platform, to get monetized. It is not, you know. It is not. But you can do it in 2 days or even 2 days, and you qualify. That is how unique the Travel Commando is. The one people always keep on praising the so-called Udumaya. It was here in Uganda. People gathered, including someone I know, who went for that gathering thinking that he's going to make it. Actually, it happened even before me starting starting my platform to do these videos. He went there. Let me tell you, he came without even 1 subscriber. Without even 1 subscriber. You know, there was a gathering here in Uganda, here in Kampala, of YouTubers. You know, both upcoming YouTubers and this whatever. That guy came back without a subscribers. People were able to watch his video. He got around 700 and something views. but no subscriber. I even don't know how he's doing right now because I'm not in touch with him. But what I can assure you that nothing happened good in his platform. But when a travel commando hold your hands, I can assure you will never remain the same. And this is a reason why a lot of these villagers are taking it for granted. Because they have not faced the pain of building a YouTube platform. They have not. They have not. That's why you see them talking, you see a huge man talking like he's a mad person. Because they have not seen the pain people go through to build a YouTube platform. Somebody can travel for 3 days. Somebody can leave UK, USA to come to Africa here. Do you even know how much somebody will have spent to travel from US up to the village of Jabuhansi just to build a platform? The biggest problem is that the people in this community, they don't want to value their own. And they don't know that the travel command is actually gold in that village. It's gold. It's gold. Of course, they will not appreciate it because they don't know the hassle people go through to build a YouTube platform. People can watch your videos, but they will not subscribe. They will not. You'll post and post and post. After posting like 10 videos, you get 2 subscribers. But remember, you are spending money to load these videos. And the people in this community, the travel commando just comes out and say, please go subscribe to this platform, and people go and subscribe. The following day, somebody is having 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 subscribers. So they don't know the pain people actually go through. They don't. Actually, please, if you're here and you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the platform. No? They don't actually realize that. And it's the reason why they take him for granted. They no respect at all. You cannot even imagine young children. I call them children. They don't show respect. Even after all what the travel commander have done to them, they don't appreciate. The only thing they know is how to come out to make videos, to crucify him, to tarnish his name, and talk anything that they want to talk against him. It is actually very, very unfortunate that the man who have been in position to lift their hands, a man who have been in position to change their lives, that is a person they are coming out to crucify, they are coming out to abuse, they are coming out to insult, and they are doing everything possible to ensure that they actually tarnish his name. It is actually very, very unfortunate that this youth in this community does not actually value what they see. The only thing they mind of, how can I make money out of this? Which is actually very, 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 very bad. I have now seen some of them are also coming up and are trying to make the same kind of videos to try to tarnish the name of the travel command. Like the so-called village savior. He used to say that for him, he does not want to do reaction. He has come to save the village and he does not want to do any video about reaction. The next day, I saw the man making a lot of videos and only to crucify the travel command. You know, you cannot be playing people and you think they will not be in position to know your intention. The intention of this man is actually to lure people in his platform so that they can get views. And when he builds his platform, he will continue like that. Money is a source of evil. And this man is actually doing all this because he wants to make money for himself. It is actually very, very unfortunate that even the individuals that the federal commando have been in position to help, they cannot even come out and say, please, this is actually very wrong. Because all of them are benefiting from it. You know, they are benefiting from it. The so-called negative reactors who have been in position to eat food from the travel commandos home. The people who have been in position to share good things with him are the very, very people who are now turning against him. You can imagine after somebody educating your brother, educating your sister, educating your cousin, educating your what, you know, then you come out and say this individual is actually very, very bad, and we need to show them and we need to teach them a lesson that we villagers, we have the power, and the power we have is to block the road. You know, it's very, very unfortunate that the only power they have to fight the family of the travel commando was to block the road. You know, poor kind of thinking, poor mentality. And these are things that are actually taking this village backward. Because when people are trying to move in front, others are pulling the rest behind. No? How are you going to change this village if you are so negative? How are you going to change your life when you're fighting, you're one of the individuals fighting development in this community? You know? Anything that the travel commando does in this village is actually wrong in the eyes of the so-called the negative reactors. You know? Then you see individuals coming out to crucify him when he caught a thief at his home. That why are you putting him on your camera? He's a minor. Why are you doing this? At the same time, they're saying a thief is a thief. Are you seeing? Now I've been in position to listen to some of the videos where some fools are actually saying that the travel commando was using this young boy to go and steal bananas so that they can be in position to eat bananas at his home. You can imagine. You know? You can imagine this type of madness. If somebody comes to your home and say, my mother sent me with this to sell, please buy it, my mother is sick. You expected the travel commando first to go to the home of this boy so that he can carry out first an investigation. You know? If the travel commando had not given this boy money to go and treat the mother, and then this boy comes out, you know, and say, my mother passed on because the travel commando refused to give me money to go and treat my mother, and yet had taken him bananas to buy. How many people were going to make videos crucifying the travel commando? And now these are the people who are saying the travel commando did bad to buy those bananas. That he was the one sending this boy to go and steal. You know? You can imagine how these so-called reactors, their minds are completely polluted. I'll be playing for you one of the clips here. You'll actually now know how these individuals, their minds are too corrupt in preaching negativity against the travel commando. The boy who came to the travel commando's place claiming that his mother was sick actually does not have a mother. And probably the boy came to the travel commando's place crying. Uncle, my mother is completely sick. I want some money. And the travel commando was able to release money to this boy. Now, this boy made it a routine now to bring bananas at the travel commando's place. And the travel commando thought he was helping the family of this boy. Instead, the boy was actually stealing bananas and bringing to the travel commando's place, and the travel commando could give him money. Reason being, the travel commando didn't know that actually this boy is a professional thief. You cannot tell me that a boy of 14 years who can change a password within a few seconds does not know what he's doing. A boy who can change a pattern at just seconds. That is a boy people are saying, the travel commando sent to go and steal. Please, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment. And please always come back to what my videos. I really do appreciate your big support to this platform. In life, people always want to force you into useless things. And that is what the so-called the reactors in this village are actually doing. They want to try to force the travel commando to react so that they get something to talk about. As I will be playing you from the clip. But before we go to that, you'll also need to understand that the so-called the boys, the so-called the negative reactors, are now calling themselves a legend. Because of what they have been in position to do at the home of the travel commando, and they were not caught, that they are now legend. When you look at the list of things that were done at the travel commando's place, that probably these individuals are saying they're legend. One of them probably is killing the host. None of them was arrested. Secondly, they almost led to the collapse of the fish pond before them leaving. Thirdly, they were able to steal things at the travel commando's home, and they were not being caught. And the reason why these individuals are calling themselves legends, that when they were at the home of the travel commando, at the end of the tunnel, they became legend. These are the statements that came from these individuals. These boys needed to be investigated. But of course, see, the travel commando has a very, very lenient heart that actually does not want commotion in the village. But some of these individuals would be rotting in jail right now as we speak. Very true. They would be rotting in jail. How much is a host? One host. It's a lot of money. And somebody just messed around with the life of the host. And now they are calling themselves legends. You can imagine. They give you to take care of the host. And you mess it up. At the end of the day, you call yourself a legend. You want to be praised. You want to be recognized that you are actually a legend in doing shoddy work at the travel commando's place. At some point, they were saying a lot of some rabbits got lost at the traffic commander's place. But who was taking care of these rabbits? Mugesi. Mugesi was the one taking care of those rabbits. So actually, most of the rabbits that Mugesi is keeping at their home, some of them, or even most of them, came from the home of the travel command. You know? And after stealing all these rabbits, they were not caught. Have you asked yourself, why is it that when the travel commando is at home, the rabbits, their number increases? Those days, you know, when the travel commando is at home, you'll see that the rabbits are multiplying. If he leaves and this so-called Mugesi, who was taking care of these rabbits, remains, the number goes down. And even the big ones that are supposed to be giving birth, they disappear. And what reason do they give? There is a postcard that is eating them. Now, how comes when the travel commando is there, no cat is eating those rabbits? No cat. There is actually something very, very fishy here. Very, very fishy. You know? Now they are calling themselves legends because they were not caught. They were not caught. And up to tomorrow, up to today, they were not caught. Now they are legends. They are praising themselves. And the worst bit about it, they're laughing about it. They're laughing. And they are happy with what they did. So you can imagine the type of people that the travel commando was dealing with. Very, very unfortunate. But let's hope history will not repeat itself. That now the travel commando has put cameras. And I hope he has also put cameras that are actually directed to these rabbits. Because actually this is very, very hard to trust a person. Very hard. You trust a person today, tomorrow the person is doing the opposite. Let's first watch this clip, and then when I come back, we shall continue with this video very, very strongly. Please, if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe, like, and comment. And please, always come back to watch my videos. I really do appreciate your big support to this platform. Let's watch this clip, and then when I come back, we shall continue from there.
And you can be tricked. Nobody can tell you that you cannot be tricked.
Let me add it to it. Yeah. Who left there as a legend?
Who left as a legend?
Yeah.
Everybody.
At the top of the terrazzo.
Who was a legend?
Who was the legend?
No, everybody was up or whatever you want.
There is some of the guests that were just snake, but we left. Only
two of us.
No,
they have stolen whatever and whatever. That they are eating things
it
that
could
have
be
been
a plan. Let me tell you. Ayamaro himself talk about this kind of a guy he's just spending outside here, eating here and until to 7 to 7.
That's what is always talking about. All of us, he was saying that we were eating, sleeping and whatever. That's what he can come out and talk about when he's complicating the matters. But the fact is, understand that this kind of the guy was supplying them with beans, supplying them with talk about bananas, and they were eating both of them. And he talked about, this is the work for you to do. Apart from asking money for East, West, and South here without working, this is a good job. And he was there, and they were buying much of the things. So how it came up to the point now they talked about things were being stolen, and Amaro was the one who was buying. So at that point is now trying to clear his own name outside, so as it cannot be put that he was the one buying those kind of the stuffs. Because you cannot tell me that a person can come to your compound and always is there to buy them. So it's only that he was captured red-handed. If we could be there, we could have said that Amaro is the one who is getting or buying stolen goods.
So actually, these individuals are very, very happy with what they have been in position to do at the travel commando's home, the pain, the suffering that they have caused at the travel commando's place, and now they are calling themselves, they are actually legends. Legends, and that in a whole villa, among those ones who are the villa, there were only two of them who have been in position to come out as legend. You know, the two of them. Others were not legend because they did the right thing, but for them, they were legend because they are able to cause a lot of damage at the home of the travel command. You know, let me tell you, somebody who have done something will always try to bring it in all ways. And some of this information is actually coming out bit by bit. At one point, one of these individuals will actually come out and say, he's the one who finished the horse. He's the one who stole this and this. You know? Even I have a feeling, the boy they're talking about that, you know, the one who stole these phones at the travel commando's place, this boy, I think, I have a feeling was a setup. Because actually there is a boy whom this so-called Chris, the savior, has been claiming that he has been working at the home of the travel command. And I have a feeling that this so-called the savior is the one who is sending these boys. Because the one who was working at the travel commando's home, the one who he was claiming that was working there, and he was got at the travel commando's place, he claimed that he was a thief and he abandoned school. You know? What about now this one again? This one also abandoned school and is a thief. Like the one, the so-called the savior of the village was talking about. You know? Now how comes the so-called the savior of the village is associating himself with thieves? Because he claimed that the one that left the school, he was the one paying the school fees, you know, through an organization. That is according to him. But the boy was a thief. That means he is the one who have been sending these thieves at the travel commando's place. There is actually no doubt about it. Because he made a video talking about it. That, you know, there is a boy who abandoned school and he was at the travel commando's place. He was working there. And he's a thief. He's a serious thief. Now, how comes this time around, these boys who are young and they're thieves, they're flocking at the gate of the travel command? How comes? And why is it at this time when the so-called the savior of the village has come out to attack the family of the travel command? How comes? There are things that were hidden and now they are coming into light. And their bad intention will always fail. The young boy was able to steal these phones and the rest. But what happened? He was caught. He was caught. Just like the way the so-called the savior of the village also will be caught. You know? There is always 40 days for a fool. You know? There is 40 days for a fool. There is 40 days for a thief. And I want to make it very, very clear. The so-called the savior of the village, your 40 days is also coming. You know? It is coming. And it's not far away. The truth is, the boy who was selling these things to the travel commando is actually a thief. And even the police knows him. And was able to steal some of the things at the police. You can imagine somebody who can even go and steal the police. You know? So what about now the travel commando? The travel commando was just only lucky that he had the camera. You know? The young boy is smart. Now these individuals want to turn it and make a story that actually the travel commando is the one who have been sending this boy to go and steal. You can imagine. A man who have been helping this boy, thinking he was helping him and is helping the mother, is helping the family, but the boy was doing the opposite. At the end of the day, some individuals actually want to make it look like the travel commando was sending this boy to go and steal these bananas so that he can be in position to buy them. You can imagine this type of behavior. You can imagine this type of framing. Somebody sits down and come out with a story to crucify the travel commando and talk so badly about him, and not only him, and to the entire family. That is actually very, very unfortunate, and time is going to tell that, you see, everything is going to come on the open, and actually a lot of the things are actually now coming out. And you see, some of these individuals are actually feeling a lot of pain because right now they cannot be in position to go to the villa. They're missing a lot at the villa, and you know, it is paining them. And I can assure you that villa, the gates should be closed to all of them. So let them remain in their comfort zone and they see the pain. The travel command was just feeding them. They don't realize how things are being got. And now, when they start using their own finances to feed themselves, they're now crying. There is time for everything. There is time to sow and there is time to harvest. Now let them continue harvesting what they sow. Please, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment. And please always come back to watch my videos. I really do appreciate your big support to this platform. Remember, today we are going to have a live stream and we're going to have very, very interesting discussion. Please don't miss out in the coming live stream so that we have very, very interesting discussion with you. So please don't miss out. Please, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment. And please always come back to watch my videos. I really do appreciate your big support to this platform. I would also want to send a very, very special greetings to all of you watching me from USA, Canada, UK, and all of you from the Caribbean. Not forgetting my good people here in Africa. Thank you so much for always making it to this platform. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed. Let's move forward very, very strongly. Let's meet in our next on the live stream. God bless all of you.